All right, welcome into the Daily Fix, a little Red Friday action as we'll get you ready for this weekend's games and especially the Chiefs. If you're coming here on Foolish Club Media listening to the Daily Fix with your host, Ron Hughley, every single day at this time, 12 noon Central Standard Time. And you see there in that little itty bitty box, you see my guy? There he is, young Steven Serta.
Hi.
There he is. That high sucked. That wasn't a good Friday high. Many people are waiting for that. Again, as we always do, want to thank you for however you're taking us in. If you're listening to us on Twitter, Facebook, whatever, if you're listening to us on YouTube, we appreciate that as well. But first thing I do want you to do is head over to our YouTube channel, Foolish Club Media. Please like and subscribe as we are growing this puppy. Remember, if you do not do so, you are preventing my 3 children from eating. Not going to hold you long as normal. Want to hit a few things. What is UNC doing? We ain't talking about basketball. My fears for Sunday's game. And it involves the most important player in Sunday's game. And with that, I want to start with this here. Let me give my 2 minutes, Steve. Sunday feels like the best possible matchup, the best thing for Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie, who we're starting to learn, man, it's trial by fire, man. He is clearly a different player when he is defending in the slot. I think he is still a good corner. I think he is still the best corner on this football team, even with Jalen Watson healthy, on the outside or the inside. But he is special. He is first-team All-Pro special as a slot corner. And to me, the elements of this team right now should be either he plays in the slot primarily, or he covers the team's best receiving threat. We saw last week he was just kind of tag teaming between Brock Bowers and tag team between Jacoby Myers. Now, he didn't have a great day, but I'll take my chances with him doing that. So it should be either one. The thing about this week for the Chiefs, it's all one. The best receiver they have by a mile, the one that Justin Herbert uses by a mile, plays in the slot, Steve. And that's Ladd McConkey. By the way, tough name for him. Secondly, I did not think old Ladd McConkey would be this. What a steal in the second round the Chargers got with him. But he plays in the slot. He also plays as their team's best receiver. So to me, Trent McDuffie should be on him all the time. There's no reason, Steve, to me to see him on Quentin Johnston or him on Palmer or whoever else is out there. This is something that they get to take advantage of. Their best guy gets to play in the area of the field that he's the best at. All right. The last time I rewatched certain parts of the last Chargers game. That first drive, old McConkey kept ending up on 2-7. And I'm telling you, he was in that slot with a two-way go, and Shamari Connor didn't have a chance in hell. Even if he had a second Shamari Connor standing on the other side of him, he did not have a chance in hell. Cannot allow that to happen, Steve. This is the perfect scenario and matchup for the Chiefs, for Spags, and for McDuffie.
It is really, I think, the key to the game for the Chiefs because the Ladd McConkey that they saw earlier in the season, who had a nice game against them, it's not the same Ladd McConkey that we have seen here over the last several weeks where he is the focal point of their passing game now. Like he is their number one wide receiver, and it's not particularly close. And now that they don't have J.K. Dobbins, he is especially the focal point of their offense outside of Justin Herbert just creating because he's a special quarterback. So, defensive coordinators get too caught up in this stuff sometimes. And Spags traditionally, outside of L'Jarius Sneed last year and a little bit the year before, really hasn't been a hey, I'm a shadow coverage guy. He's really more so, I want to rotate guys in the way that I see fit. But this is easy. Like, this is an easy call for the Chiefs this week. McDuffie needs to just travel with McConkey
Yes.
and be on McConkey. And then you take the matchups with everybody else and hope you get enough wins that it makes a difference in the game.
I'm gonna go out on a limb. By the way, I think, is he still dealing with that shoulder? McConkey is still, he has a shoulder issue.
He is a little banged up.
He's a little banged up, so we'll see with that. But I'm making the call right now, Steve. Right here. What time is it? I got 12:07 right here. Daily Fix on a Friday. He's going to get his first pick. Trent McDuffie, who has been, it is the most, it's the craziest thing ever. How long? This is season 3. Trent McDuffie was a first team All-Pro last year, and throughout much of the year has been considered one of the best corners in football. He has never, ever had an interception. Not one. And I'll be honest, I don't even know how many times I've seen him even get close to getting one. I think he gets off the schneid. He gets a pick this week. The first one from Trent McDuffie. You heard it right here. You heard it right here. Please. Is that crazy? Is that the craziest? He's not. I can't even remember. I mean, he's gotten his hands on, like, even close to catching one. Shamari Connor's got picks. Joshua Williams has picks. That boy ain't got one. Jalen Watt, everybody does. Is he the only one in the secondary that doesn't have a career pick? That number 30 kid, he got one against the Niners. That Rollins, that hyphenated kid. That's just crazy as hell that he's never had a pick. All right. I ain't gonna lie to you. Sir, McDuffie, I know you said that the McDuffie and Ladd McConkey is the matchup, the key to the game. I don't think so. I think the key to the game and the key to the rest of the season is DJ Humphries and what the tackles do and what they get out of the left tackle spot. And Serta, I got fears. I got fears. I got concerns and fears right now. And my concerns are I almost don't want DJ Humphries to play, Steve, because to me, this is the last step. And if DJ Humphries don't work, Steve, I don't know what the hell they're going to do, because I just don't believe that they survived taking an all-pro at left guard and making him left tackle and making a backup swing tackle number 66. That was Nick Arigatti. Maybe I feel a little bit better, who I've seen play, who played in the Super Bowl. But that don't feel like that's sustainable the rest of the way. DJ Humphrey, I'm like, he's almost over there, sort of as a, hey, all right, we still got that we can hang our hat on. The hanging on your hat on is over. We know it ain't Wanye. We know it ain't Kingsley. It's got to be him. He's got to work. And I just hope to hell he does work, because, Steve, if they get out there and Khalil Mack and Bosa and Tutu, TT, those pass rushers from the Chargers, get out there and he's looking the way that Kingsley is and has, and looking the way that Wanye did, and he ain't the answer, it's like you can't fix it. Like, it's not fixable. So I want and I believe DJ Humphries, and I've seen reports today sort of that he is going to start. I think that's the case. But we just know, like, this is it. There's no other trade. There's no other possibility. There's nothing else. It's what's ever on the roster. And now we just got to hope like hell that he does work.
It is a little scary.
Right?
And
because there's nothing else.
This stretch of games is not ideal to deploy a 30-plus-year-old tackle who's coming off of an ACL tear when
hold on, it's 30 and change. He's not 30 plus. He's 30.
But like initially when you bring him in, it's like, oh, we got time to really ramp him up and make sure he's ready for the playoffs. And now a week later, it's okay, we need him right now. We need him to be our starting left tackle immediately because it's that bad. And it is worrisome. But I guess, like, my optimistic point of view on it is that, like, at least he's a veteran. At least he's got a lot of snaps in the NFL going against NFL caliber pass rushers. And maybe he is going to be slow and rusty this week, but as they get him more game action, hopefully he turns it around and he looks competent enough that you feel good about him moving forward, because there's nobody else. There's no other options at this point in the season to make you feel good about their left tackle situation.
That's the part that I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying that I'm not confident that he can't get the job done. I'm just saying, like, all right, you know how you had to bust open the safe or bust open the glass case and get the emergency? This is the emergency. And if the emergency doesn't work, Steve, like I'm sorry, maybe like that would be the courage if Joe Thuney kicks out, because that to me is the next step. I don't feel like that's sustainable. The emergency glass case has been broken, and they're gonna have to have it work. All right. What is North Carolina doing? North Carolina, they just fired Mack Brown, the former national champion coach at Texas. Mack Brown, 73 years old. They just fired him, and apparently they have interviewed, and Bill has accepted the interview. They've interviewed Bill Belichick, who is 72. Now, I'm going to say this for all of my viewers and people who have seen one of the greatest comedy shows of all time, Kings of Comedy. And there's a part in the show where Steve Harvey looks at that young man and who left his coat, that he took his coat, and he said, "What do you do, Boogie?" And Boogie said, "I do computer school." And he said, "There ain't nothing about you that says computer or school. There ain't nothing about Bill Belichick that says college coach. The NFL, yeah, there ain't nothing about Bill Belichick that says, hey, let me go recruit all year round. Hey, let me go and try to recruit my own players with NIL deals. Hey, let me go and let me do." No, nothing about Bill Belichick says, I want to be in the business of doing that. Hell, one of his best buddies, Nick Saban, dipped because he's over everything that you got to do as a college coach. This is silly. North Carolina, I don't know what you're doing. You're not even trying to find somebody that has the ability to stay there even during a graduation class. Like, I mean, you're hiring 73 and 72-year-old guys to come in there and be your head coach. Not to mention Bill Belichick. That seems like his shtick with these kids this age and him not having enough control at all, like having kids that can leave on his ass in 6 months. No, this sounds like a terrible idea. I do think there's a place for him in the NFL. I think there's only one job in America for Bill Belichick that I would even consider hiring, and that's the Cowboys. But like Carolina, North Carolina, what are we talking about? This is silly for them to even do that. Hire somebody in their 40s. Interview somebody in their 40s.
And I just don't think Belichick at this point, like, yeah, I'm sure he wants to get back into coaching, but it just seems like he's too old in the Belichick system at this point. Like, he wants to bring in his guys, and he's not going to lean on, these young up and coming coaches. He wants to bring in the Matt Patricias, the Joe Judges, and all of these guys that he's worked with before. And there's just absolutely no way Bill Belichick is seriously considering this job. There's just no way at that age that he is in any way interested in everything that comes with the current state of college football.
Come on.
Not a chance. I don't care if they're willing to pay him $20 million a year.
You think he's looking over there at Bill O'Brien thinking, hey, looks fun at Boston College.
Yeah.
Having a good time. There's no chance. Could you imagine him, NIL, all of that stuff that you got to deal with at college? No chance, Bill. You know what? Bill, stop this. I don't even know why you took it. Is he this hard up to coach? Good God, man.
He's just bored.
I just want to be wanted. That's what I just want to be wanted, baby. I just want it. Hi, Mom. And Courtney. Go fish, Bill.